And Emily? That's all.
Strike the pose.
Hi, I'm Dante, and I'm a pop culture obsessed social media coach and digital creator. In today's video, we're gonna be dishing about fashion's biggest night, the first Monday in May, the 2021 Met Gala. Was I critiquing each look with a glass of wine and in my pajamas? Oh, absolutely. I am not the pinnacle of fashion, but I know better not to be caught in Shein. As we know, because of the pandemic, the Met took place here in September, and we need to talk about some of these looks. Despite being one of the messiest in years and such a vague theme, I'll be focusing on the positive. Best dress of the night, in my opinion. Make sure to subscribe to my channel for all things social media growth, pop culture commentary, and self-care. And don't forget to keep up with me on socials, which is all linked below. I also have a ton of free resources, such as private communities with exclusive content to become an icon in training and grow your business with social media. That as well is all linked below. So let's talk about the theme from last night. The gala was in celebration of the Costume Institute's newest exhibition in America, A Lexicon of Fashion. Whatever that means. I think this was such a broad theme that there are so many aspects of American culture to draw from, and everyone just basically did whatever they wanted last night. But there were so many contradictions. Primarily, a good portion of all of last night's looks were made by European designers, despite it being an American theme. So I was very confused. Additionally, Anna Wintour chatted with Kiki Palmer on the Vogue livestream saying,
Focus with this exhibition, there's a second part that will open in next May, but this one is really looking at the future of American fashion.
So I just think that the Met needs to stop picking these complex 1 to 2 word concepts like camp or American fashion. The average person or celebrity can't think of an example. And not to mention that there were a lot of people that were wearing outfits that fit themes better in the past. It was embarrassing. We need to go back to simply just picking a theme based on a designer or a time period or a specific culture, such as Heavenly Bodies in 2018 or China Through the Looking Glass in 2015. In my opinion, I also believe we are now exiting the prime years of the Met Gala. While it was still a staple event in past decades, it started to really pick up momentum in the mid-2000s, with iconic moments from Zendaya and Rihanna. Specifically, 2015 to 2018 were immaculate, but not every Met Gala can be memorable in retrospect. But some of these looks were just, I can't comment on it. I'm not a Met expert, but I know the guest is paired with a designer, and I don't know how much creative control they have, but sometimes I can't believe these people step out of their nearest Best Western looking like that. You got all this money and you still can't dress? Make it make sense. Now, for the best dressed, in my opinion, in no particular order, argue in the comments. Kiki Palmer in Sergio Ross. I love this as soon as I saw it. Simple, elegant, a 70s dream girls moment. Kiki was hosting the red carpet live stream for Vogue, channeling Diana Ross. You can't go wrong with a backless dress with sequins. Although it's a more tame look, I think her personality made it work. And she did it on purpose, not to overshadow each guest, I'm assuming. I rate this a 7 out of 10. Next is Billie Eilish in Oscar de la Renta. She is the moment. She is the moment, I can't make this up. After all the controversy, everybody panning happier than ever, and really just scarring us with that oversized sweater the night before the VMAs, I was scared, I have to admit. I thought for sure we were getting a baggy look. And then out comes this grown-up co-chair Billie the bombshell. I did a double take. The 15-foot train, the hair, the jewelry, my mouth was open. You can see the Rihanna impact with the large trains last night, but this whole look just oozed Hollywood glamour, like a modern-day Marilyn Monroe. I have been so sick of seeing everybody just throw together a bunch of tulle and look like a big puffball on the carpets. I'm really glad we're leaving that in 2019. This was such a refreshing time travel back to the 50s. This one's going down in the books, I have to admit. Billie was inspired by the annual Holiday Barbie and made a condition that Oscar de la Renta will terminate all fur sales if she works with him. Now that's how you create a moment while creating sustainable change. She's back in my good books for now. We'll be looking back at this moment as a memorable Met Gala moment of the 2020s. 10 out of 10 for sure. Next is Sweetie in Christian Cohen. Okay, so everybody was dragging Sweetie hell and back last night, I don't know why, saying that she always gives the same high-end Fashion Nova BBL look. And while I can see where they're coming from, I don't think it's really fair to reduce her to that, and it's extremely misogynistic. That's because she has already been a seasoned fashion girl. Like, where have y'all been? I love this sultry cutout look. It reminded me of almost like a Medusa vibe. The dress panels had 2 different color schemes, which represented the colors of the Filipino flag, and the other represented the Black Black American flag. And I'm a sucker for a look with a message. This is how you give high fashion with a subtle meaning. AOC needs to take notes. Sweetie's an 8 out of 10. Next is Yara Shahidi in Christian Dior. I love this. She understood the assignment. My whole timeline was obsessed. It was just all over Twitter. The hood, the baby hairs, the braided hat, the diamond choker. This was inspired by Josephine Baker, and it was honestly perfect. I really think the Met could thrive with a classic Hollywood or Gatsby theme one year. This again was suave with her own take on the 1920s. I'm not a fan of the gloves, to be honest. I think they could have been more fitted. It kind of looks chunky, but she made it work. 9 out of 10. Next, Iman in custom Gucci by Harris Reed. This is another Met Gala moment. When you're gonna think 2021 Met Gala, Billy and Iman are gonna be the top images. I'm calling this now. Iman is already a legend, and she just had to show everybody how it's done. She is putting the L in lexicon. Iman reminded me of the Egyptian god Ra. She was the literal embodiment of the sun. She was just shining and shut down the carpet. This woman is 66, and I didn't even know that, and I wouldn't have known that had I not done my research. Her Baroque-based layer is a strapless corset-like wide-leg pantsuit with all these mini faux feathers on the base, and a headpiece that looks like eyelashes or sun rays, and altogether is just breathtaking. This is the ray of light after the darkness of the past year. Harris Reed is also one of those new young designers, having previously worked with Harry Styles on the Vogue cover and just graduating from college and really been up and coming. They are already creating iconic pop culture moments and just getting started. This is for sure 10 out of 10, maybe even 20 out of 10. Tracy Ellis Ross in Balenciaga. For some reason, I'm obsessed with this one. I love when people dress up in like kind of geometric architectural looks, kind of like how we saw a lot of those looks in 2019. I love the symmetrical bob and the royal blue wrap style maxi dress. This look definitely reminds me of Jane Lane from that 90s show Daria, I think. It was actually inspired by her mother's role in Mahogany. She also wore $750,000 worth of Tiffany jewelry since she's a global ambassador. No biggie. This was definitely on theme for tonight. 9 out of 10 again for me. So next I'm really excited about is Mary J. Blige in Dundas. So although this was a less daring look, this is classic Mary J. Blige, and here's why. There's several layers to it. It's kind of like a skin-tight dress with like glitz, but how is this American fashion, you may ask? Everybody was asking. Well, Mary J. Blige made American fashion. I think we need to have that conversation. It was an obvious sense for her to attend, and honestly, she should have been a guest of honor. Recently, I watched a documentary on Netflix called Remix Hip Hop X Fashion. You should watch it. Showing how stylist Misa Hilton and Mary laid the foundation of hip hop fashion with others. Specifically, her and Mary pioneered hip hop fashion for female rappers. We can see their designs touch every corner of American fashion today. I'm giving this look 7.5 out of 10. Next, Rihanna in Balenciaga again. Let's talk about the queen of the Met Gala. I was honestly surprised she even turned up for the carpet. When she announced the after party on her IG story, and knowing her habits, I was doubtful that she would even walk up the stairs. But she turned up later that night, and I was sleeping, to be honest. I wasn't going to wait for her. We're not going to discuss the other blanket beside her, but her look, I was content with it. Is it wow? No. But I was honestly happy that she did a more simple look. With the back-to-back of 2015, 2017, 2018, it would be impossible to top that run, but this is still a strong contender. Rihanna has nothing to prove because she is a fashion icon and she raised the standards of the Met Gala. Her impact was seen everywhere that night. The whole night, everyone was just telling Kiki that they just wanted to see her. Now that's star power. I really liked the asymmetrical look, and it reminded me of when I visited the Met exhibit in 2017 for Comme des Garçons. It's avant-garde, but the top half of the outfit reminds me of the flapper age and her 2014 diamond ball look, I believe. That was another nod to Josephine Baker. The ruffled coat is dramatic, but it's refined. So she did what she had to do, and that was the perfect closer to the night, to be honest. 10 out of 10 for me. Now for honorable mentions, there were also highlights during the night. This is kind of like a lightning round. Pharrell and Chanel Western wear. I love this modern take on Western wardrobe, and it reminded me of Ivy Park Rodeo. Why was nobody giving rodeo looks? 8 out of 10. Maluma in Versace Atelier. Another fun Western take where Donatella spun her magic. I want to steal this and wear for a night of line dancing. I can't lie. I mean, you can't go wrong with the fringe. 9 out of 10. Gigi Hadid in Prada. This reminded me a bit of Jessica Rabbit and Ariana Grande as well. The hair, the high ponytail, reminded me of Dua's look in 2019. I love the fitted gloves, and the red hair was the best choice. The press was so harsh. Like, for someone who just had a baby, she's better dressed than most of the guests who've had so much extra time to plan and execute their look. 9 out of 10 for sure. Anouk Yai in Oscar de la Renta. I hope I'm pronouncing their name right, but they are absolutely stunning. with yet another flapper look that I can't complain about. Just radiating beauty on the red carpet, and dark fabrics with emerald jewelry is one of my favorite combinations. I don't know if that's because I'm a tourist, but it's always cool to me. 10 out of 10. Normani in Custom Valentino. Yellow is definitely her color along with Rihanna, along with the neckline and the studs. I didn't see photos, but I read that it had pockets, which was sickening to me. 8 out of 10. Chloe and Halle in Rodarte Sisters. They both look individually stunning, but I wish they coordinated more. Had Halle switched her white look from the VMAs for tonight, they both would have been a vision of identical angels. So I'm giving them a 6.5 out of 10, but they're still stunning. Barbie Ferreira and Jonathan Simkai. It was so nice to see plus size representation. This pearl look was classy and I love the silhouette. 10 out of 10. Finally, Precious Lee in Aria, I don't know how to pronounce it. Precious Lee's Met Gala is the cherry on top of her successful week walking in multiple New York Fashion Week shows, and she was just really on point with the embellishment trend of 2021 with this look. I wasn't crazy about the tassels on the bottom half, but I do love a high pony and choker. 8 out of 10 for her. And that concludes my favorite looks from last night's Met Gala spectacle. Were any of my opinions a reach? Did I miss any best dressed celebs? Who was your fave from this year's Met Gala? Please let me know below in the comments. Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss a video and you don't miss the next video on my channel. I'll see you then. Stay safe. Have a great day. Goya, and that's all.